Welcome back to the ABG Investor Days. My name is Johan Brown, a retail analyst here at ABG. We now have the pleasure to welcome Håkan Lagerberg, the CEO of Swedencare, to present. Please go ahead, Håkan.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Always a pleasure to be here. And I will be here on my own without the CFO. And it's 20 minutes of presentation and then open for questions. So next slide, let's start. So Swedencare is a company in the animal health space. We're predominantly working within non-prescription based products. We do have some contract manufacturing and development when it comes to RX products, but our own sales to the market is non-prescription based products. We are a true global company. We sell our products in over 50 countries. We have our own activities in 9 countries, and we have been participating in the consolidation of the business or the sector. I mean, since we went public in 2016, and really been fueling that process the last 2 years, where we've made 9 acquisitions, and so we're in total 17 group companies now. Some of them are very small, but we have grown significantly these last 2 years. We have everything from our own production to distribution and also direct sales to consumers, but predominantly we work with partners selling to the end customer. We work in the range of companion animals. Over 50% of our sales are products to dogs, but then we also have products for cats and equine in some markets, not in every market we're in. We have a strong range of different brands within the group. We sell under several brands and in different markets. We have PetMD, a large online-only brand being sold predominantly in the US, and we have started last year sales in Europe as well. Then we have our most well-known and most widely spread brand is the brand that Swedencare started off with, the ProDen PlaqueOff, a unique oral care product line, been sold since mid 2000 and been gaining sales year after year, and we have also expanded the product range there. So if you look at the down at the left bottom, you see that the product ranges as it was for 2021, I would say. ProDen PlaqueOff for oral care being 1/3. That's not correctly true, but it's a bit less. But and then we have nutraceutical supplements, and those could be powders, soft chews, treats, and also some oral liquids and gels. And then we have topical dermatology. That's become a very important product sector for us, actually being the biggest if we look at 2021, and predominantly sold, those products predominantly sold in the US market, and we are planning to expand international sales for those. We are at the end of the year, we were 272 people in the organization, but we made 2 major acquisitions signed them in January. So now when those have been completed here in February and March, we are nearly 500 people in the organization. Let's say a feature of Swedencare has been that we have always had strong growth linked with high profitability, and that's our aim to continue going forward like that. So that's really the key for Swedencare, is that we are as you've seen, a large group of companies, very entrepreneurial. The companies that join our group, they keep on working independently, and we focus on, let's say, synergies to grow the business, not so much from the cost perspective, even though we do some low-hanging fruits projects where we could increase our margins and just make the operations more efficient. And the more in long term, of course, we are looking at streamlining a bit. Some of the brands will continue being sold in markets where they are strong, but not going international. And some of the brands we have decided to go really on a broad front internationally. So we have some different strategies going forward for the years to come. On a pro forma base, including the 2 acquisitions we made in early 2022, we had net sales of 1.6 billion Swedish kronor with an EBITDA margin of 28%. Next slide, please. Highlights for 2021. We made actually 4 acquisitions in 2021, one really early in January, and then in end of March, and then mid-year, and then a small one at 1st of October, and 2 more so far. So of course this been really important factors for us in 21. But as I said, we are very even though we made many acquisitions, we are very strict in analyzing the businesses that we take into the group, and we are very confident that they will work excellently within our group. The same type of people, same type of organization. A vast majority of them has actually been the founders selling to us, joining our group, and in all of the transactions there's been one cash component and then also payment in Swedencare shares, so that we have a joint interest of continuing to grow the business. So far it's been excellent, and due to the pandemic, of course, many of these acquisitions has been made more or less online. Of course, we have local organizations in the countries where we made acquisitions, so we have been meeting physically as well. But I mean, most of the work has been done online, and end of 2021 was fantastic when we could convene all of the group managers in Tampa, Florida, where we have several businesses, and just meeting in person, because that's of course really important. But we have learned to work online, of course, like everyone else, and I mean, our track record has shown that we've been able to make lots of acquisitions both in 20 and 21 online, and it's been a success so far. Our organic growth for 21 was 17%. A bit COVID affected start of the year, and then coming back a bit after the summer. So it's been a couple of strange years for the sector as such, and also for us, of course. And it's been not only negative, because the number of pets have increased, and online sales has continued to grow even faster than expected, and all of that. But of course, this start and stop process for physical stores has been a bit challenging, and made the market a bit cautious. So we expect, if pandemic-wise it looks good, but now of course the situation in the East is a bit scary, and you don't really know what will happen from that. But so far we haven't seen anything important, and Russia is not a big market for us, and we will of course not export anything else that way as of now. But we were fairly content with the 17% organic growth. Lots of integration projects, but bear in mind also that we really focus on external sales. So even though we have lots of projects internally, we do focus on not tampering the business as such. We do focus on external sales, but of course there has been We have moved into a joint facility in Tampa, Florida for a couple of our group companies. Production-wise, we have started to move external production to internal production. Product launches, both new product launches that were planned, and we have also started to pick the most important and interesting products from the different group companies and included them in a couple of our brands, so we may make the easy product extensions. Increased internal product supply, of course, that has been one important factor for our acquisition spree, is that we really want to secure internal production, because we have been hit in 2021 with some supply issues. I mean, I wouldn't say that it's only due to COVID. It's also due to the markets being very strong, and our main market is the US, and the US market has been growing very fast the last years, and so it has affected the product supply, and we're really still in the process of moving to internal production, even more now since we made one of the biggest acquisition we've ever made with NaturVet that I will present a bit later. And of course, when we grow at this rate, of course, we will also be open to adding key people and skills to the organization. We have, I mean, both let's say actively, but also we are being noticed a lot more, not only by investors, but also from people in the business. So we have lots of people wanting to join us, and we're in a really good position to add just the right people that we are looking for. Next slide, please. Some KPIs, net revenue, not pro forma then, 770 million SEK, 2021. With an EBITDA of 190 million, EBITDA margin of 24.6%, a bit lower than previous years, and that's been let's say we knew that would happen since the video acquisition we made this summer. They are operating at a bit lower margin right now, but that will increase already in 2022. So that wasn't a surprise to us. Operational cash flow, we have always been cash flow positive over the years we've been listed, and 125 million last year, and the board has proposed a dividend of 0.2 SEK per share in this coming annual general meeting. Next slide, please. Sales per region. Yes, you can see the shift from 20 to 21, and that will actually continue. North America has been growing from 45% to 71%, and that will continue in 2022. So North America will actually be plus 80% for 2022 . And even though we are growing in Asia, of course, since we made so many acquisitions in the US, that affects the percentage in the different regions. But US, North America will keep on increasing. UK, Ireland, a really important region for us. Europe will also grow. We also made one acquisition there this year of Innovet Italy. And let's say that, as I said, we sell in over 50 countries, but that's predominantly with the ProDen PlaqueOff line. The other brands have not that same expansion all over the world, but that's something we will work with. Next slide, please. Product category, that will also change, of course, and has changed a lot since you saw ProDen PlaqueOff was 54% of our sales in 2020. in 2021 down to 20%, and that will of course be even lower in 2022 since we're adding a couple of new big acquisitions. So topicals, dermatology 39%, and nutraceuticals, supplements 30%, and the pharma part will grow in 2022 and 2023, and that's what I said in the beginning is development and contract manufacturing, not products that we sell to the market. Next slide, please. Rolling 4 quarters, you see steep curves all over, and that will continue. Next slide, please. I'd like to speak something about our recent acquisitions. The one in the US, the biggest we've made, NaturVet, a pet and online brand sold in over 15,000 pet shops in the US and Canada. The #1 pet supplement brand in 4 out of 5 pet chains in the biggest pet chains in the US, and really a vast product line, 250 SKUs, and really state-of-the-art manufacturing when it comes to soft chews, and they also have some contract manufacturing for soft chews, and we are in the process of installing a third product line that will actually double the capacity of what we have today. So the years to come, NaturVet will be one of the fastest growing companies within the group. Sales 21 was $63.9 million, and plus 30% in EBITDA, and nearly 200 employees based in Temecula, California, with all of their operations. And Innovet, a very specialized and local company, like many companies are in Italy, very strong in the Italian market, 90% of their sales in Italy. A bit higher, let's say, scientific level than most of our group companies. We normally don't have internal R&D. We work with the partners, academia, but when it comes to Innovet, they have a small R&D team working with a couple of universities in Italy, and also compared to most of our group companies, Innovet has a strong patent protected product line with Innovet products, so that we will launch internationally. They have around 20 plus products, 2 products that they have launched internationally with 2 different veterinarian companies for Europe and the US, and we are just now in the process of looking how we should launch the other products, if we should launch them under some of our current brands, or if we should continue to work with some of the veterinarian companies that are present all around the world. So, and as most of you know, that we have lots of different sales partnerships with big veterinarian companies. Innovet had sales of 13.5 million euros, also plus 30% EBITDA margin, and 15 employees, and around 30 external sales reps covering the Italian market. Next slide, please. The pro forma shown that or talked about that previously. Swedencare 2021, 773 million. The pro forma acquisitions that were made in 2021, adding 196 million, and then NaturVet and Innovet 686 million, and some eliminations for internal sales. So 1.6 billion going into 2022. And the next slide, please. And that links up to the financial goals that we presented end of last year. We've said that we target to reach 4 billion SEK in sales with a 30% plus EBITDA by 2026. And that's really how we came up to that number, is that we expect the group as such to continue to grow with around 20% organic growth going forward, and then adding a couple of acquisitions going forward. And of course, when we worked with this financial goal, we were fairly certain that the smaller one, the Innovet, the Italian company deal would be concluded, but we didn't plan on the NaturVet deal that was substantial, as you know, with $63 million in sales. So of course this target being very challenging half a year ago, now it's still challenging, but of course when we have performance sales of 1.6 billion in 21, I would say that the organization is very confident that we will reach this. And then last slide, to hurry up here. Just to show that what we are going to prioritize the coming years and looking how we will do it. I often get questions about the pet market growing with 6 to 7%, but then I often have to point out that the premium products, the supplements products where we are in, are actually growing with double digits, at least in the bigger markets. Like the US and the UK, and also in Asia, it's been growing a lot faster. And why we think that we can grow by 20%. It's really taking advantage of all of the opportunities we have within the group. So in, let's say, short term, expanding the new products and brands on new markets with current presence and in new channels. So many of our companies that we have acquired, they have been strong on one or a couple of markets. They have been strong in one channel, that is to say either the veterinary side, the pet sector, or the online. And now we're just taking advantage of the competences and the opportunities we have within the group, and seeing where we could expand either with the actual brand or just by adding that brand's top products into a new brand that has a strong presence in a new channel. So it's really just growing the sales fairly easily. We have also always been very, let's say, proud to have skilled and cost-efficient marketing campaigns, and that will continue. And that's often you could say that it will be online. Online, we see both in social media with the big platforms who we work with, Amazon, Chewy, Tmall in China. We are really working with either in-house or excellent partners, external partners, to really try to be so cost efficient as possible and have good ROI on all the campaigns that we make. Also with R&D and other resources, really focusing on sharing that within the group, not have different group companies working on the same type of projects. So that's a key issue for us, to really utilizing the best competences within the group for the right projects. Also, of course, getting our hands on the margins as early as possible. So really focusing on getting in-house production instead of having external suppliers, both from a margin perspective, but also from a product security and supply issue. And as I said, we are being noticed a lot more now within the sector. Many, let's say, bigger organizations, companies that previously thought that Swedencare was a bit too small to be partnering up with. It's a different sound now. Lots of interest and lots of opportunities being discussed on bigger deals. So that's really where we focus this, I would say, in 22 and 23. And then going forward a couple of years down the road, it's basically the same, just that the internationalization is a more of a long-term view. It takes time, especially now after COVID. the wheels have to be started up again. So the expos are starting up. Traveling, at least going west, is okay for us now from European perspective. Going east is still a bit problematic. Most Asian countries haven't opened up yet, but we're looking forward to that. And keep on growing online. That will be the strongest channel growth going forward. And looking at new products and offerings, keep on developing that. Being fast to the market, that's a key issue for Swedencare, is that we are a fast-moving organization, and that's a very, very important component why we will grow faster than the market. So, Johan, now I heard along.
Thank you very much, Håkan. We are unfortunately out of time for the Q&A, but I want to thank you very much for that interesting presentation and everybody for listening in. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.